Hey man, you wanted to see me? Yeah, so playoffs coming up, and this year I got the short stick. I got to do all the planning for the hotels and flights and everything. So I just got to know your schedule, what you're looking at here. I'm not really sure if I'm going to the playoffs this year. What? How is that possible? Just kind of a tough year. A tough year? Dude, you were in the easiest division with the most stacked team. What happened? Yeah, well, Do you think spending years selling the farm and all of your depth off for high end talent has created a fragile contender where one or two injuries could completely derail an entire season? No. No, yeah, same. Me neither. Me neither. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub. I would be singing a very different tune had the coin flip that is overtime gone a different way. I would have been irate, but I'm not. I get to be happy and joyous. There's a lot of positives from this game. There's a couple negatives, but there's a lot of positives that we can be very excited about. But first things first, I gotta give a little shout out to our boy Angelo, who he's on Twitter at Born Bruin 77. I'll try to remember to link that below. He's the one who keeps telling me that this jersey's lucky. He makes kick-ass designs on Twitter. He's not paying me for the shout out by any means, but you should check him out. You should follow him on Twitter. He just has good stuff, and I gotta give him credit because he keeps telling me that this is lucky. And every time I wear it, we go on a bit of a streak. I think we need to lose a game. I think we need to lose the next game because we need to take this off, right? Because I can't take it off till we lose, and we need to save it for the playoffs. That's what we need to do. So I'm not going to root for a loss the next game. I just think it needs to happen. I think it needs to happen. I am still kind of pissed off about what happened in the last 3 seconds of the second period. I'm kind of losing my mind tonight. My heart rate is still going too fast. The game's been over for about half an hour, and I can't seem to settle back in. But let's talk a little bit, and then I'll calm down as we go. We're going to talk about this St. Louis Blues team that can, in fact, suck it. They can suck it. 9-0-1 in their last 10. And with the loss to us tonight, they now go to 9-0-1 because they had won 9 in a row coming into this one. Jesus, that team is rolling right now. We get Husso again. That guy is really good, especially with the glove. I can't believe how often he snags something. I feel like he puts it in front of, like he goes full catcher sometimes, puts it in front of his chest to avoid any sort of rebound. Can't believe how often he just snags something that I thought that'd at least be a bounce off of. Team's on fire, man. They have multiple guys who can put the puck in the net. I don't even remember. 7 20-goal scorers or something like that. Just ridiculous. More than most teams, this team can roll 4 lines. They're frustrating to play against. It's easy to get undisciplined, although I would say they were the less disciplined team. Maybe not so much on the penalty side, but it just felt like they were less disciplined in this game than we were. We were the better team. I think if you're a Blues fan here and you're still watching, even though I just said you could suck it, if you're still watching this point, I think you can admit that the Bruins, for the majority of the game, were the better team tonight. I think you can admit that. They were. This game should not have gone to overtime. This game should have ended in regulation. And that's I sound frustrated because I'm a little frustrated, but the injuries we're still missing Pasta, still missing Lindholm. Olmark didn't travel with us. There's still injuries. Let's talk about the good stuff. Swayman starts. He finishes with a .909 save percentage, which isn't like woo, but if you watch the game, which I know not everyone gets a chance to do, he was really good. He was really good. And the 2 goals he allowed are very forgivable. We'll talk about them. The D stays with the same setup for now. Lazar is now going to go to the second line with Howla and with Hall because Pasta's still out. McLaughlin's going to drop to 4th right wing, and then Nosek is back centering that line. Honestly, when I look at a lineup like that, yes, we're missing Pasta and Lindholm, but that's a competitive team. That's a team I want to see play the best teams in the league and still hold their own. And the Blues right now are one of the hottest teams in the league, and they did hold their own. There was a surprising amount of not energy, that doesn't work, from Bergeron and Marchand. It's not that they didn't have energy, but we need more from our big dogs in times where there's injuries, in times where we need game-changing plays. And I don't think we got that from them tonight. And all of a sudden, we are now fighting for our first wild card spot, not even to get back into the Atlantic race, which obviously the race for first is over, but just to get back to Tampa. We made up some ground tonight, but Washington was 1 point behind us going into this game with one more game played. We could be staring down a matchup with Florida in round one. I don't know. Take your pick, right? Florida, Carolina, or New York? I don't know. Who do you want to play there? I'm still thinking Carolina, oddly enough, but I don't know. There's a lot to think about there. 2 more things before we start. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. I wanted to talk about an awful thing and a really cool thing. The awful thing is this broadcast. Audio clipping. Had one fact about one guy on every team and just repeated it over and over and over and over again. Bored the whole time? The call on DeBrusk's goal was just asinine, just the most boring bullcrap I've ever heard. Just, and he's saying he scored. No excitement, nothing. Just an awful viewing experience. Audio kept spiking. It was top to bottom. Bad. That's a national game. Nationally televised. Grow the sport. You fucked it up. Dude, you fucked it up. Awful. But here's the cool shit. There are 3 players who are jumping into the AHL this past weekend. There is Beecher, a center prospect for us who really has some tools, but seems to be a backseat kind of guy, doesn't drive a line. I kind of fell off the Beecher train a bit. He had a 3-point game tonight, including an overtime winner. Not too shabby. Merkulov, in 3 games, he has a goal and 2 assists, and he's looking silky sweet with those mitts in the offensive zone. And Bussi, the 6'5" goaltending giant, who was named the AHL Player of the Week last week for a tremendous effort on Saturday and Sunday. I believe those were back-to-back days for those games. Not bad for a couple of college signings that just came in, and Beecher, drafted, but just got out of college as well. It's a nice start to a couple stories that we have our eyes on. Figured I'd let you guys know. Puck drops and 5:42 into the game. Howla draws a tripping call. We are going to have our god-awful PP out on the ice. 5:42 into the game. And just as a reminder to, represent how bad our power play has been, I have been putting up a meme on Twitter for every power play we haven't scored on during this streak of, I think we're 0-26 or 7. I don't even know at this point. But here's a bunch of them. I'm just going to cover the screen in this section with a few memes. So I'll give you a second there. You should probably pause. I don't know why I'm wasting more time. But not only do we not score, no, it's an astounding 0 shots in 1 minute and 9 seconds of power play. Astounding. Really great numbers. And Riley, once again, smacks the bejesus out of a player with his stick. Just flings it. It's not a 2-hander. It's a 1-hander, and I don't even know why he lifted it. I don't know. I don't even know what was the point in the attack. He just did. High sticking. 4v4 for 51 seconds. Then we're going to the penalty kill. We kill it. 8:48 left. McAvoy called for hooking. And this is how a power play should work. It's a cross-crease pass. Takes Forbort out of the slot as he's pursuing before the pass is made. Just by a couple feet. Tarasenko receives that cross-crease pass. Sells shot the whole way to get the defense to move enough. And no one picks up Yugnevich, who comes into the slot. Nice pass. Tap in past Swayman. Swayman doesn't have a chance on this. And it's 1-0 early on a power play goal. Their power play is really good. 45 seconds left in the period. The period has been mostly the Blues game, But we've been right there with them. They've just had the better offensive chances by a bit. 45 seconds left. Barbashev is going to crush Hall. Big hit. It looked like a clean hit to me. I know that a lot of people, when I posted about this on Twitter, a lot of different opinions. Looked like a clean hit to me. Lazar loses it and runs after Barbashev. Play gets called. They're going to call minors on each side for roughing. One of them was misconduct, but whatever. 2 minutes each, 4v4 hockey for 45 seconds, and then $1.15 of the next period. Here's my thing, and I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree because a lot of people were not super happy that I said this on Twitter. We need to stop fighting guys for legal hits. A big hit that leaves a player injured, I see why you would go after the guy, because you're not sure if it was legal. The guy went down in a heap. I get it. But when the guy gets back up, and it's a legal hit, and you run the guy, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't enjoy it as a fan. I know a lot of people like fights and whatnot, but I kind of want to see the game continue. I want big hits to stay in the game, and if they're constantly being followed by fights, I don't know. It's just, I don't get it. And Jack screamed his head off 40 games ago about this, but it was the Bruins player who was getting charged by Landeskog. That's right, Landeskog was going after Hall. And Jack was just losing it. What? It's a legal hit. You're going to go after him for a legal hit? And in the past couple games, Lazar has gone after guys after legal hits. And I personally agree with Jack on that. Why are we going after guys after legal hits? I don't get it. We're going into the second down a goal. But this is where the domination starts. This is all bees for 19 minutes. 19 minutes. You'll note that a period lasts 20 minutes. But for 19 minutes, it's bees. 1:33 in, 4v4s ended, and the refs ruin a great moment. Oh, they just ruin it. DeBrusk gets the puck behind the net off of a very clever Grizz down on his knees behind the back pass along the boards. I don't even know if he meant to do it, but I'm going to say he did. It was slick. Gets to DeBrusk. DeBrusk wraps around, hammers it. Husso's there, pads down, bounces it right back out to DeBrusk. But Husso, who gets down to make sure the save happens, he's not prepared for an over-the-shoulder roofie. Roofie's probably not a good one. Whatever. DeBrusk takes it, whips it high. It goes top net and out. The ref on the red line, on the goal line, waves it off. And DeBrusk goes, "Sir, with all due respect, go fuck yourself. The play's over. Boys, come here." He's literally going, he like waves off the ref and calls the boys in. It was incredible. It was amazing. I loved it. But the call on the ice sucked. Oh, he's saying he scored. It's just complete blundering bullshit. And the ref is sitting there waving off a goal that from his angle is impossibly hard not to see. Especially with the top net shaking. I couldn't believe that this got waved off at the moment. It was the most obvious fucking goal in live time from a camera angle where I am 600 feet away because they were doing that fucking high zoom bullshit. I was so frustrated that they ruined this moment. It gets DeBrusk off a little bit of a snide. It's a nice, clever goal. Anyway, so it's 1-1. Fucking embarrassing, but it's 1-1. And then 9:44 in. And it is another big shift from the second line, who had a really great game. Multiple shots, multiple retrievals. Krug turns it over. Haula pressures him. Krug tries to flick it up the wall. Doesn't do a good enough job. Haula is able to get there, tip it farther up the wall. Forbort, left point, hammers this. And then Hall, not Haula, Hall has a chest-high tip that beats Husso, low glove. It is a brilliant tip. It's a great effort play by Haula. The whole line touched this puck at one point or another. Just an awesome, awesome shift that results in a 2-1 lead for a line that really, really misses Pasta, but really deserved a goal here. This is a team that's hard to score on. This was huge for us. The whole period, you were huge. 3 minutes left, Forbort for tripping. Don't want to talk about the validity of this call. He tripped him, fuck it. We have to kill a penalty. We have to kill this penalty. This is 17 minutes of the best period we have had in weeks. You have to kill this penalty. And you do. You killed it. That was massive. You keep your lead. You snuffed out a little hopeful chance to tie it before the third. You did what you needed to do. And for the last 60 seconds, they're hammering you in your zone. But you're holding. And you're this close to a clear that gets blocked by Tarasenko. Not even blocked. It's a scrum on the wall. It gets pushed out. Tarasenko accepts it. It just looks like the puck's bobbling too much. It looks like it's going to go out. He can't get great control of it. He gets to the center point and just backhands this towards the net. And there's no one really in front of the net yet. There was a lot of traffic on that left wall. They're all still coming over. Here's my problem. Grizz was over. Carlo was still coming over. Thomas beats Carlo there. Right? They're both. Grizz and Carlo are both watching Tarasenko. Puck goes by them. And Thomas, with an absolute absurd tip, beats Swayman. Absurd tip. Swayman again, no chance. And it's 2-2. 2.8 seconds left of the period. We could talk about a curse. We're going to talk more about a curse. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to talk. Not in this video. I can't do it. I can't stomach it. Push him. Shove him. Do something. You can't allow a guy with 5 seconds left to park his ass freely in front of your goalie when the puck is at the point. You know a shot's coming, even if it's a weak backhander. Play the game the right way. That is bad defense. I know you're impressed by the tip. I know it was absurd and it was a great goal and you just got to say, hey, you got to live with those. No, you fucking don't. Because you have two uncovered bodies that are able to move freely with a guy behind him who's able to move freely. Collapse. Prevent the open chance. It's 2-2. And you blew it. The best period you had, 19 minutes, 57.2 seconds. And you just blew it, man. If they had lost this game, that was going to be the conversation of you keep having, and they do keep doing this, but I am happy with this game, but I just got to talk about this. You keep having these tremendous periods where you control the puck, you outshoot them, you outchance them, you even pot a couple goals sometimes. And then for the last minute, it's, I don't know, is it a confidence issue? Is it an, oh no, here we go again issue, and you speak it, you play it into existence? I don't know. But you keep ruining great efforts by allowing stupid shit at the end of periods. If you allow it 4 minutes in the next period, that's one thing. That's it. You're playing the game. They got one. But it's just constant the last 60 seconds, the last 30 seconds of these periods that you are just allowing back-breaking goals. Back-breakers. Third period was astounding. It was heart-stopping. Both teams weren't allowing much. I think the shots were 6-5. 6:34 in. We have a power play. We do not score. Immediately after the kill, give up all momentum for the Blues. They set up shop in our zone. And Forbort has to block a huge empty net chance. And he does, and it's incredible. Forbort with a really good game this game. 3:30 left in the game. Lazar has a chance. He's on the wall. Puck leaks out. He has a breakaway. He is a one-on-one. I have not watched a replay of this. I refuse to. I'm just going to believe what I want to believe because I'm a dumb fan. But he gets tripped up. Stick goes flying. Stick goes flying from the Blues player. He gets tripped up on it. And the broadcasters go, smart play to let go of that stick. If you held onto that stick, that's tripping. Here's my take. If you jam your stick into a guy's skates and then let it go as he's falling, it's still tripping. Numbnuts. It wasn't called, obviously. But, my God. You can't. I couldn't believe they defended that. Well, see, he shoves his stick in the skates, but, hey, he lets it go. So, there you go. It's not a call. Fucking kumquat. Unbelievable. That's a call. And we did not get it, which who cares because our power play is doggy doo-doo anyway. We're going to finish the period 2-2. Into overtime, we almost give it up immediately. A Coyle mishandle and then a DeBrusque overskate leaves the puck 15 feet from Swayman. 15 feet from Swayman. All alone. Guys are gone. Blues players coming in on it. Swayman has to jump out of his crease, come over and hammer into the neutral zone. We recollect. It's all good because Coyle's going to take the zone on the right side. He's going to go down, swoop around the net. He gets held up. Puck gets bumped away from him. DeBrusque is behind that net as well. He collects, swoops around the other direction, go in reverse. He finds McAvoy in the high slot, and McAvoy with a sniperoonie and cheese. High blocker. Oh, it's a beauty. He has some sauce on it, some mustard. Spicy mustard. That's a 3-2 overtime dub that this team needed. Do we win that game in a playoff setting where it stays 5-on-5? I don't know. I don't. But we needed that little boost right there. That's a huge win. Game notes. Should have been won in regulation, but I'm going to live with it. We need more from Marchand desperately. We really do. Not sure. I still think he's nursing an injury. I think that shoulder's not right. I would just have to wait and see what comes out about that. Second line had an incredible night. I thought they were really, really good. And the power play continues to be terrible. Those are the quick notes. These are all things I've discussed during the video. There's not point in really hammering it. I seem angry and upset and frustrated. And I really am frustrated by this game for a couple of reasons. But we've talked about it. We need to be accepting of hockey is bounces, man, and it's tough, and that Blues team is really good. And missing two of your best guys and fighting through it, you take those 2 points. You take that win. We need to string a couple wins together, beating the Penguins in a hard-fought, close-it-down battle, and then beating the Blues in a very similar fashion. Man, I'll take those 2 wins. We knew this schedule was going to be real tough. We were going to learn a lot about the team. So far, not great. I think we're still... I'm trying to think if we're around 500, maybe under 500. Once we start playing these really good teams in this stretch. I'm gaining confidence if we can play like we have 90% of these games. We were the better team. We really were. Just need to see a little more finish, a little more consistency. Really happy with the goaltending right now, though. I think that's been huge. I think that's been really good for us. Anyway, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. I doubled up. Very nice, very nice. Our next game is against the Penguins again, I believe, on Thursday. Most analytics have them heavily favored. I believe we're at the Pens. I think this is going to be kind of a dogfight because both teams kind of need this to stay ahead of Washington. We'll see what happens, right? Let me know who you want to play in the first round if you've watched up to this point. I know not everyone gets to the very end of the videos, but let me know who you want to play in the first round because I'm curious because there's a lot of talk about, well, I'd like to play Toronto because we have good history there, but I think I'm kind of scared of Toronto right now. I'd like to play the Canes because they don't look like the same team right now. Florida doesn't have the pedigree. Tampa looks like a different team. Rangers only have Shesterkin, which isn't super true anymore. It was when we used to talk about it, but lately it hasn't really been true. I don't know. Like, what is your take on all that? Who would you prefer to play? No unrealistic stuff. Washington's not going to happen. There's no way we're going to play Washington, but that is what it is. Go Bees!